Like this blink timing on the Mars is where we've seen them shine on Blacklist, and we've got that pause.
Yes, we do. What's someone say Discord? Someone say Discord right now. Not even giving excuses. Well, that's all right. At least they're not, they're not giving us the casual Discord excuse this time around. Still no trash talk happening between these two sides, so it seems as though Execration. Never mind. Go. Thank you, Tino. We appreciate it, sir.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
Palace is very quiet. Oh, oof. Broken heart. Yikes. You see, Gabby's watching. Gabby's watching very carefully. He's asking for wards here, just minding his own business. Just hoping Palace has something wrong. Oh.
Focus. Focus. Oh, no chat. All right.
Okay.
Gabby's just good luck, have fun, everyone. Nice! Bob!
Wow.
Bob is feeling it. Oh, goodness.
Oh, Gabby's being the bigger man, Jonathan. Look at that. What does that mean?
Nice. Di ikaw, not you. Gabby's like, di ikaw. It's like, not you. Good luck, have fun, everyone. Not you. Bobby.
Here we go. 5-on-5 smoke situation, but both sides are kind of heading the wrong way. If they wanted a level 1 team fight, it does not look like it'll be happening anytime soon. Just on the chiller side, these two teams. Shanks might be able to scout out, though. He's going to go for the Shadow Walk and just run right through them here in the Radiant jungle. Arbet already taking a Spark Wraith for the team.
30 seconds to battle.
Shanks, he'll keep getting some information. Doesn't really seem like it's going to amount to much anyway. Like, Execration seemed pretty happy just sitting back and just leaving them alone. I say that, Shanks is still giving plenty of info. They might just end up going after Tims, who's a very easy target on the line. Shanks looking to set up. Spark Wraiths are going to be there as well. Blacklist rivalry. Going to be handing over first blood to Tino of all people. Well, there you go. That's not the start you wanted to give over, but Tino gets the first blood gold immediately.
That's a good sign for the side of Execration. They do lose one additional bounty for it, but the Arc Warden's going to be clapping his way around. Going to be happy to just get this early build up into the urn. And for an active Arc Warden in this game, which is always nice to see, Mike. You know, no boring split-pushing Arc Warden here so far.
Oh,
Tino's trying to set up.
Of course not, Jonathan.
Down mid. Yo, if you love Arc Warden gameplay, you're going to love this lane, Mike. DK versus Magnus. And every time you lane against a DK, guess what happens? Breed Fire and Dragon's Blood.
Oh,
and that's it.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this garbage hero. Like, just destroying this Winter one. It makes sense. Spark Wraith, just a 4-second cooldown at level 1. Makes a lot of sense, Icestrong. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, only 80 mana across every level as well. Very nice.
Of course. God forbid we force him to, use some mana at some stage. Just an eye there from Palos and Carlo. What about the top? I don't want to look at this mole lane anymore. What about the top lane? Christian CML against Gabby and Tims. Gabby seems like he's going to have another great time during the laning stage here. He's been consistently winning his lanes out pretty single-handedly, so I highly doubt we see him lose this one either.
Yeah, I don't expect too much presence out from Chris here. This is a lot harder for him to just sustain. There's going to be a lot of pressure from Gabby just clearing the threat of the stun into the spears, always big. And it's not as straightforward for CML to just get the right-click trades onto a line. Tims with the Earth Spike can kind of reach into that right-click range and apply some decent damage himself. So it's probably the weaker lane for Execration to have to watch out for. Krish has got to set himself up for just recovery farm and just not bleed out. As long as he's getting some EXP and not dying to the potential double stuns here, you're pretty happy, although CML has to be a little bit cautious as well.
It almost goes down to Tims, but we'll be able to escape for now.
Spare me the tears.
Bit of harassment on the way out here for Tims. That mid lane of pretty even affair. Arbet is ahead in terms of CS, but it is one of those very, very kind of passive lanes between these two. I think eventually Bob might have his way with this mid lane, but probably wants the Empower up before he gets to that stage. fact, all the lanes are pretty passive when you think about it. Like, Shanks and Tino aren't going to be doing too much because Palos and Carlo do not want to overextend against the Sark Water with these Spark Wraiths. Bottom lane, excuse me, top lane, CML's going to get jumped. CML looks like he's going to be just fine. They are just consistently aiming this techies over and over again. Certainly the much easier target comparatively to the Spectre. Bottom lane. Bit of a chase on for the healing Lotus here. Everybody just a bit slow to the party. Shanks trying to steal it away, will instead go after the kill attempt onto Carlo, and Carlo, he'll go for the Cold Embrace. He does still have a healing Lotus available to use as well. Shanks, has he gone too far now? He'll go into the Invis and does secure us. Now Palos, I don't know if you can actually trade here, sir. He does not have Bash available. It is not skilled up. Palos! Oh, Palos, run! Not like this!
Oh no! Oh, Shanks, you monster. The jukes, the stuns.
He didn't have
just
time
enough
anyway. He didn't have time. You know what choice did he have? I guess. What choice did he have? You know, I'm trying to back up Palos here. You know, it's his first day, John. Second, give him a break.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, Tino did say hi Palos for a reason.
Yes.
There you go. Ex-teammate, he's having his way. Tino's having fun.
Yeah, I would say hi in person very, very soon by the seams.
Hey, Krish is doing fine, alright? What are you talking about? What are you talking?
That's true. That is true.
Krish is Filipino.
Yeah, I wasn't implying Krish was doing anything wrong, Jonathan. You know what kind of joke I was making. Carlo. Dropping low again is going to be just fine as well. It's just so disgusting. Like, this offlane Arc Water, it's just too much damage with these Spark Wraiths. And with the Bounty Hunter to set up as well, it's actually so obnoxious.
That it is. You don't need Magnetic Field at all in this lane. You have no care about right clicks. You are just looking for the magic damage. And Carlo is annoying with his burn, but it's not nearly enough to shove Tino away. This is going to lead to some really good timings for the Arc Warden. Already has the Urn up, so he's going to be able to start having a lot of jump impact sooner rather than later. I think the one big thing that you would want is maybe CML to take the gate across, but considering how tight top lane is, he can't really leave Krish. So that at the least, top lane is suppressing this, although Tims...
Yeah, Tims is looking to die, does go for the stick charges, the sticky bomb will land, but no, a nice deny. Nice deny out from Tims, just denying any kind of gold to go back the way of CML. Gabby, of course, going to be able to walk out of there very, very safely and go for the large camp pull. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Shanks sniping a nice little courier there of Carlo. So, classic bounty hunter things. Does have a ward to scout out the courier rotations to boot. Palos, you know, all things being said and done, considering the lane is not exactly the most, you know, easy lane for him, he's still CSing quite well, though, as I say that, Palos getting harassed a little bit, but here comes Tims now on the line to help out. Shanks, going a little bit too far, is looking to pay for it, and Palos does take the kill. Nice rotation out from Tims.
Yeah, does take Tims coming in, but you don't mind opening up the top lane. It's not like there's any threat that can happen onto Gabby anyway. That does mean they lose a little bit of control on the bottle. Bob does have a haste. We've got the level 6 of Orbit up. Like, the mid lane has just been the most static lane. Bob's been going for skewer backs, but it's a DK, it can't die, etc. It just repeats. At the least, the first dragon form for Orbit won't lead into that much of a push onto tier 1. So Bob's doing a great job of just mitigating some of that early chip damage the DK can pull out onto the tier 1 here as well. I think the one great thing for X is that this focus is on bot. Like, they're focusing on Tino to open up the lane of Palos, but at the same time, I mean, sure, Krish isn't having the best of time against Gabby, but he's also not being held back. So he will have room to just go into the jungle, start playing around, wait for his level 6 to step in, and wait for that blade mail timing.
Fight over the wisdom runes here. CML does manage to take it away, so 2 wisdom runes to go the way of Execration. Will cost his life, of course, but well and truly worth it here for the supports of Execration to just take those away. I mean, both supports are quite XP hungry as well, so definitely want to hit those level 6 timings ASAP. What's happening in the mid lane? Like, We haven't really talked about the mag DK much. Oh, speaking of, RP comes out. Skewer is there. Rotations to come in here from Tino. And Shanks is around the corner. Abed is gone. Tino to take the kill. And just as I asked, Abed will die immediately.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. Something finally happening on mid. In the first dragon form for Abed didn't do anything. All Bob's been doing, as I've been watching, was skewering back, and then tower, and then nothing. Krish under a little bit of threat up against Gabby here.
Certainly is. Spear is back up. Krish will have to tank the spear and does go down. Shanks was the only one that really rotated on the bounty hunter, and obviously a little bit too late to the party, and even if he got there, probably wouldn't have been able to help.
Yeah, not too much you can get about that.
They are rotating top. They've got the mag on the way. Bob is here. No skewer, but they don't really need... Oh, excuse me, no RP, but they have the skewer. They'd love Gabby. Last off will land. Bob will not mess around, just going right after the offlane Mars. You've also gotten to the point now, by the way, you're just looking across the map. Tino has a full Spirit Vessel up now, so I think this is where things start to get really concerning. Because a lot of your heroes just don't seem anywhere near as tanky anymore with this item up, and this is 8.5 minutes.
Yeah, and he's been really active. Tino showed up mid. He's starting to use that Tempest double to be offensive now as well. Again, not a farming Arc Warden, a very fight-oriented Arc Warden, which is a massive threat. It's a lot of magical damage early on. We've seen that in the lanes already. I'm keen to see what if he will go for the travels from the offlane. I think it's really important to keep up with the haunts, as they will try to jump Bob a bit.
Hims is going to get caught. Bob is looking perfectly fine. Carlo even being chased down here by CML, but Carlo's going to be alright. Keep in mind now, every kill means so much more with the tracks coming up from Shanks. He has hit that level 6 mark, and this is where things get ultra scary for Blacklist Rivalry, because you give a couple of track kills away and suddenly Execration are just 4 or 5k ahead at 10 minutes in.
Yeah, it starts to ramp up. It goes back to those Wisdom Runes. It goes back to how well Shanks is just camping that lane down bot, soaking EXP away, which is important for a hero like this to start contributing at this point. They've got room to shove in mid. Abed by himself can't really do much to stop this, but Bob...
Tino. They have jumped Tino with the Chrono and the Arena just to ensure they secure the kill. Carlos, very well worth his time in trouble. Meanwhile, mid lane, though, they could make the jump in on Carlo if they so wish. It seems like Execration are going to let Carlo go. Not trying to apply too much pressure onto that T1 mid tower either. And you know what? With that kill onto Tino down at the bottom lane, Palos, he is at the top of the net worth board. So the Faceless Void is having a pretty good time, all things being said and done.
It's finding farm, it's finding space. Without any support to help Tino there isn't much you can do up against the Faceless Void. He has Time Walk up at a healthier level. They are still focused on mid here, Execration. Really want that objective, but the Breed Fire and the Wave Clear coming in from Carlo as well, with the Splinter Blast, does make it difficult. On bot.
They're jumping. Carlos is okay. Shanks the one to go down first. Carlo still moving in.
Ooh.
However, Tino, Palos actually died at Krish. Krish moving in as well with the Shadow Step, and now Carlo definitely not going to survive through this. Neither will Tims by the looks of it, because Krish is on the chase. Spark Wraith will land. Beautiful rotation in from the Spectre just to really clean up, and something that Krish desperately needed, because now he's just 200 gold behind Palos, which is a fantastic position for him.
Yeah, this is, again, the threat of the lineup of Execration. They can get a lot of things done across the map. And this Arc Warden can basically self-set up, start to drop heroes low enough that Krish can come in. You've got the reach with the techies, you've got the threat of teamfight with the blink up on Bob, and they can start to shove on that bot tier 1 here as well. Cut into that farming space that Palos has been eating up. For the side of Blacklist, they're going to have to do a little waiting. Abed working onto a Mage Slayer. You've got a Blink being formed up by Gabby still a ways off as well. So you have to be a little bit patient. You don't quite have the jump, the potential to just burst heroes down, especially as you're also waiting for level 6s on these supports who are spotted out here.
They are. Gims dropping fairly low. They will use the call to brace. Will buy Tims a little bit of time, but I don't think too much. As CML's just going to blast off right in. Takes Tims down. But Gabby is going to be able to react now, taking down the Spectre. So it's a very, very nice turnaround play here from Blacklist Rivalry. They will continue to chase. Shanks and CML both looking to die now. CML already going down, and Shanks does get into the invis, but the sentry is there, and the bash comes out.
Ooh.
Right as he was on the edge of that sentry as well, by the way, Jump. Meanwhile, mid lane, Gabby in danger, but now the Chrono. Palos going to go right after Tino on the Arc Warden. Has got the real one. Tino in huge trouble. Going to try and walk away. Meanwhile, the curse out from Carlo locking down Bob, ensuring no help is coming. The Tino now to drop. Bob does escape. But things are kind of falling apart slowly but surely here for Execration, it feels like.
And they're overextending on Exa. They're playing to this gank potential really well, but are also diving really deep behind tier 2s, chasing targets. They're not respecting the sustain and the fight breaker that is Cold Embrace right now. So they've got to reel it back just a tad bit, play around Bob and Tino, like have these two connect again. That's where the success has been coming out for Exa. They will camp around for mid. Blink RP still ready here.
Certainly is. Oh, blast off. Arbed going to be targeted. They've got the Spirit Vessels to get really through his HP pool. Tino, they're just trying to break the gap right now as Arbed, less than half HP, is still running just fine. Meanwhile, Gabby comes in, but the RP does land from Bob. They've caught two of them. Gabby, though, he's got the arena down. He'll go right after Tino. Bob, in the meantime, has gone. Tino still trying to fight this one out. It's absolute chaos in the mid lane. Who's winning? There's 4 heroes gone from Blacklist.
Dire's bottom tower
It's Execration's win. They managed to force that fight to be really uncomfy. CML comes in with a procs mines. Everyone's focused in on the arena. Great patience from Blacklist though. Like that connection of post RP into the Chrono from the spear back was big. They will find CML. And that will give the finger kill stack over onto Tim. So starting to build up a little bit for that 15 talent. But Execration have managed to widen their lead. 3k up, mainly down to just a little bit less gold on Gabby and a lot more gold on Shanks in comparison to these other supports. Otherwise, it's not that bad a position for the side of Blacklist. Now they've got the blink up for Gabby, easier setup for that arena. But Exa, they're still playing tag. Bob is playing in campy positions, always looking for an opportunity to make a play. And they're buying Krish time, but Krish has been really confident in his shadow steps. Is working towards the Radiance up now. Not too far away from the Sacred Relic at the very least. And that farming rate for the Spec, it's keeping up with a Faceless Void with Mask of Madness. Palos needs that Maelstrom to really kick up the pace. Should be flying out now, but needs some time to start to get going as well on that Void. As there goes another pause.
Absolutely. Quick pause out from Krish, and headset issues apparently. I was just commenting about this last series, John. I feel like there needs to be like a guaranteed audio engineer for every team, just so they can ensure that these headsets and Discord issues do not happen.
Yeah, well, I don't think audio engineers can fully fix just random. Audio is the worst thing in the world to work on tech. Audio and networking are the two worst things. I swear to God. Like trying to troubleshoot audio and networking interfaces is a nightmare. Audio in particular is like, you know, I know you've had your adventures with your old audio mixer there, Mike.
Oh, I sure have.
Even an audio engineer would be like, why doesn't it just work? It's literally, that's literally it. In this case, I actually suspect it could just be low batteries. You know, these players never charge their damn headsets.
You know, not that hard to put it back on the stand, is it?
It's very difficult. Alphon has to do it.
Mid lane. Mid lane, smoke broken. Bob, he jumps in for the immediate hex out. He could not get anything off. Another Chrono. It's going to catch two of them. Palos, does he have the damage? Meanwhile, the curse to the backside holds everyone else back. CML almost going down, does survive for now. Bob is going down, though. Tim's is down a boot. Meanwhile, CML does finally drop, but there goes Carlo. Another very messy team fight coming out. So it seems like Blacklist might eventually come out on top, as they do have Shanks in a bit of a corner. They do find him. Palos with another kill.
That was unreal.
So I guess you could say it's more worth for Blacklist.
It is worthwhile for Blacklist, but that is all their ultimates down. You don't care too much about the Dragon form, but you definitely care about Chrono being down. That will cut Palos away from these fights. And that's the big ace now that Execration has to play with. They've got RP still ready to go on Bob. Didn't manage to get it out in the middle there. This is where some of the concerns of playing Magnus into Lion does come in. Like, we saw the instant Hex out from Tim's as Bob goes into the tree line, and it just combo breaks him. He just can't pull off that RP, that pullback that he wants to achieve here. So they will have to keep an eye on the back line, try to set some forward vision up with Shanks, play with these tracks. Shanks has to set up first before they take any of these engagements, and it's easier said than done when Blacklist are very aware with all the sentries they've dropped here.
Execration still more than happy to play aggressively, it seems like. Roam around through the mid lane again. Tino having a look around, see if he can find Carlo. Rod of Atos does make it nice and easy to lock them down and just secure the kills. Abed will see himself Shanks, immediately jumping with the Dragon Form. He will have the backup of Tim's. Finger has been committed. Shanks, though, is still alive, still just backing his way out. And I believe he's just perfectly fine. Shanks will make it. Abed? Oh, nice breathe fire. He will not make it. Abed takes a guess.
Makes it somewhat worthwhile. Unfortunate for Tim's, doesn't get the finger stack. They will smoke up. They've got Arena ready on Gabby again. They just need a straightforward pick-off. CML could be the victim. Doesn't have any forward mines here as well. Kind of spot out this smoke. They've got an angle. Tino would be a bigger target, though, if he missteps.
It would be.
Dyer's
Around having a look. They're
is
gonna,
under
oh,
attack.
Bob. Links away. Gabby unable to catch him.
Radiant's
He
top
will skewer
tower
back
is under
towards his tier
attack.
1 top tower. Meanwhile, mid lane,
Dyer's
they have caught themselves on Arbet Dragon Knight. Arbet past the river by himself is going to be set to go down. Tino with the Spirit Vessel again, just able to deal with him quite easily. Meanwhile, top, still chasing onto Gabby. Bob does get an RP, but the curse is out, ensuring Gabby is able to walk away. Here comes Tino. He will not land the Spark Wraith on Gabby. Gabby will be able to blink and get the hell out of there. And so will Carlo. RP committed, really amounting to nothing.
Time is money.
Yeah,
Sad-
that's a team fight advantage for Execration taken away. Now that's on cooldown. Chrono's back up. You've got the opportunity for Blacklist now, although
They're still stalking him. Gabby has been noticed. Bob is around. Skewer is going to land. No, there you go. Tino takes the kill. The shockwave landed, and Tino, I believe, got him with what, a Spark Wraith?
I believe so. Because
We think
could have
so.
been a Spirit Vessel charge. I think it might have been the Spirit Vessel charge, actually. Just the last tick of damage going his way
Radiant's top
in that
tower is
chase.
under
Yeah.
attack.
Fairly happy with that result, of course,
Radiant structures
as they will be
are
able to siege
fortified.
onto the top. Fortify to stall. Not going to stall it out for too long. Bit surprised they opt to fortify on tier 1 instead of holding it for
Radiant's top
potential
tower
tier
has
2
fallen.
shove. Going to be down for quite some time here on Blacklist. Still, Radiance up for Execration. Krish, his impact in the Haunts Inn is going to be massive. Don't have any way of piercing through that evasion just yet to get your consistent right-click damage out on your 2 cores. This is going to hurt the Faceless Void and Dragon Knight in a big way. And even just canceling the blinks in the middle of the fight is going to make it tougher for Gabby as well to kind of finagle his way into catching the softer targets. Although Krish... Oh,
Oh, wait. Palos. Palos the one to go down. Tino again setting up another great kill for himself here onto Palos. As Shanks, he's just been laughing the whole game. He's having a great laugh. Having a great time.
Dyer's
he
top
loves that
tower
voice
is
line.
under attack.
I hate
loves
the
laughter.
voice line so much.
Yeah.
Such an annoying
Dyers
sound.
are scanning.
It is. He is channeling his inner Tihia.
Yeah.
Ken also loves the channel on his pub name. His favorite pub name. Now, Mike, I wanted to ask you a question. You know, looking at how Tino's been playing the Arc Warden, you still feel bored of this hero? You still feel like it's the worst hero?
Look, I'll say Tino's doing a brilliant job of actually being.
Yeah, but this is what
entertaining on
all
this.
the Arc Wardens have been doing now.
This is the
from
only one
mid
I've
and
seen,
up.
John. It's the only one I've
Ah,
seen.
well, maybe you should watch more Dota, Mike. Ha ha ha.
But I think the hero's stupid.
Radiant's
I think
bottom
it's a-
tower
It is.
under attack.
You're never
It
gonna
is.
make me change my mind.
It is pretty dumb. The double usage, the split push potential, just what it can do in the middle of a fight. And
Radiant
the worst thing in the world is
scanning.
probably its ags. I freaking hate Arc Warden ags. Like, if you have someone that's just absolutely
Radiant's
crushing
bottom
you,
tower is under
gets the
attack.
Ags, camps your fountain, you just can't move. It's sad. We're not going to get to that point, surely.
Well, you say that, John. You never know. We'll have to wait and see. For now, Roshan might just get started. Execration will have first dibs on that. Blacklist Rivalry nowhere near the area. Try and fight this Roshan attempt. They could PB to the outpost if they so wish, but it doesn't really seem like they're too interested in this. Perhaps they're just not really well aware that it is happening. So, a free Roshan to go the way of Execration. I believe Chris should be taking the Aegis, but they might hand it over to Bob instead. In fact, I believe they are. Bob will take it.
Time to run them down.
Yeah, I think that's fair. He's been targeted in the middle. They understand the importance of that. Ooh, RP. Very quick reaction for Palos and very quick cancel from Bob. But he has been the main hero being pinned down. He has the BKB to protect as well. I would say this is a fairly decent Linken's game for Bob on top of all of this. If you can find it, like BKB plus Linken's on, Winter's Curse won't do anything to you. So you have yourself a pretty good time. He is going for the Harpoon first, so wants to keep that kidnapping rush alive. And again, it's been so effective in these closed qualifiers. Execration, 5k lead up. You do have a really good farm on Abed and Palos. And again, there's some good scaling with Faces Void and with DK in terms of right-click here. So they've rectified one of the issues that was lacking somewhat in the last game where, you know, a Mega Meepo lasts long, it doesn't do enough damage. This time they'll have that scaling on 2 cores, but I don't see any straightforward answer just yet for Krish. Sure, he doesn't have the stats up yet on the Spectre. The Dispersion's not going to be doing as much with his limited HP pool, but once he amps up the stats, gets some padding in, he's going for full Manta. He'll go into the Bloodtorn as well. You don't have any natural break, and no one is going for something like a break on hand, so you have to worry about this Arc Warden, you have to catch a backline, and then up front you've got this potentially tanky Spectre down the line that, again, it doesn't feel like you're going to be able to damage fast enough unless you expend Chrono onto that Spec.
Top lane. Execration maybe looking to set up here. The Blacklist Rivalry still looking to take that top tier 1 tower. Smoke on smoke scenario now. Problem is the mines will give away the position of Blacklist. We're in that Naya jungle for now. Execration looping around the long way. Oh, Abed. I believe was spotted there by Shanks. They know that Abed is by himself at the moment, though Abed does retreat into the Radiant Triangle. Meanwhile, Bob does get his smoke broken by Carlo, but will skewer away. In comes Abed now with the Dragon Tail onto Shanks, though Shanks will be just fine. Retreat, but Gabby will jump in. They still want the Bounty Hunter. Palos is slowly moving forward, but he's been RP'd up now. The Curse is going to hold them down for a little bit as Palos will have the chance to BKB Time Walk away and get the Chrono off onto CML. The CML, he'll remain alive for now as well. CML is not dying. He'll walk out of there. Palos, Palos is the one in trouble.
What?
Palos is gone.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's no damage. The Chrono. And he's got the Maelstrom Mask of Madness. It's just not enough. No lucky batches. They just find the techies. And the healing coming out to sustain the protection with these barriers and magic reduction on Shanks. It's doing enough work to keep them alive. That's your big carry down. That's Winter's Curse and Chrono down as well. It's an opening for Exe. They didn't even have to expend Shadow Step, I don't believe, on Krish. They'll be able to hang around still.
They'll barely miss out on Gabby there with the skewer back play. Gabby's going to be alright.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Execration still just kind of dancing circles around Blacklist Rivalry here in this game number 2. So much on the line here for Blacklist Rivalry. They really cannot afford to drop this game 2 if they wish to keep their chances alive for ESL One Birmingham.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Blacklist, they have just been taking the time to farm as much as humanly possible, and Abed desperately trying to get to the point where he has that Aghanim Scepter up. Shank's going to find Tim's there for a moment. We do have the Shadow Step in from Krish as well, that they will deal with the illusion as now Shanks realizes he may have gone a bit too far. Eventually, may just die. They'll even throw the finger out just in case, and Shanks is gone.
Should have stayed in Revtel, Gondar.
Pretty big kill to find, worth a lot on Shanks. A nice amount of gold to accelerate that Ags time you were mentioning here for Abed. You also get the fingered stack up for Tim's. The big shortcoming now for Blacklist, they've got decent forward vision watching near the top jungle, but this tier 1 tower top and tier 1 tower bot are preventing them from really crossing the river in confidence. It's making them play slow. They're not able to clump around Dragon Form and just push these tier 1s as well. Because Execration have been on point with the defense. Like, as long as these tier 1 stand, you're not invading at any triangle, you're not trying to invade Wisdom Runes, stealing anyone's Tormentor anytime soon, or even set up for Roshan. Like, Execration gains so much with these tier 1 advantages. It's kind of nuts. It's 27 minutes in, you've got the DK. They've just not been able to do it. Exa really on point with what they want to get out of this game, with what they want to stop Blacklist from achieving. And, I mean, come on, it's tier 1s. I mean, this one up top, it's at 68 HP, they're not even denying it. They want Blacklist to work for it. They want to force that fight around the area.
Yeah, it makes enough sense. I mean, it gives you future prospects as well of a Roshan pit. That T1 tower can be very, very impactful. And yeah, Blacklist just not able to get it done. Still 10k behind. The scaling, I mean, you've kind of mentioned this already, but Krish on the Spectre, Tino on the Arc Warden, like there's just basically unlimited scaling on these two heroes. It's a challenging scenario to say the least.
Dire are scanning.
Even Bob on that mag is a big problem.
Yeah. I like that he is switching into the Lincolns now after the Harpoon. So Lincoln's BKB. Curse not going to be too much of a threat on Bob. Instant Hex as well, not going to be an issue. Going to have a lot to play with. And it's going to be easier for him to set up these RPs for the team. Inside of Blacklist, this farm game, to an extent, it does feel good with Faces Void, but you're not getting enough on Palos. Like, he is still one of the lower net worth cores right now. And that's not the place to be for the Faces Void. He will get some good talent spikes at level 20. That's going to be the big one with the 95 attack speed. That should guarantee the kills. And you've got the Ags up on Abed. So it's the point where the output is starting to keep up on Blacklist's end. Execration, look at this position though. Right around the mines with a ward, although...
Yeah, Abed. They are going to jump in. They are avoiding the mines altogether. And Bob is just going to get annihilated here. They try to go for that cheeky skewer back play into the proximity mines, but they're the ones to get jumped first. So Bob, pretty big death to kind of give away for Execration. They are going to chase another. In fact, CML also caught out. You know, they try for the play at the top lane, but they end up paying for it with 2 lives, plus a tier 1 tower to finally go down at 29 minutes in.
All came down from this really good ward that CML finally pings on Blacklist, just giving the reach into the vision onto that tree line, whereas Execration felt confident with their cliff ward, just not being able to spot out that defensive ward from Blacklist gives them that opening they need. And with that tier 1 top taken, defends for the next Roshan. Well, actually not. Next Rosh is going to be down bot no matter what happens, but still prevents Execration from having that forward reach. It allows the invasion onto the top jungle a lot better, and some more forward pressure onto the tier 2s. The objectives that start to really shrink that map down for Exa. For Exa, however, they've got the full Octarine up on Tino, so Tempest Double is going to be up a lot more often. The split push game can start to somewhat begin from Tino as well, and that's where the game can kind of turn into a slog. I'm curious what Tino will go for next. Should be the Gleipnir upgrade for his Atos, and from there kind of open. Although,
Gabby, they are going to find the Tempest Double. It was expiring anyway, so they don't really get any gold for it. Gabby gets jumped, Harpoon there, skewer back from Bob. Gabby will pop the BKB immediately. Meanwhile, Krish has jumped the backside trying to find that Wyvern immediately. The Wyvern dropping pretty darn low. Carlo, he is gone. He will buy back. Immediately into the fight again. Shanks, caught by himself behind the T2 tower on the bounty. He will go down, but Execration, I mean, seeing the buyback they got out of the Wyvern, it seems like they're okay to retreat out of this. Problem is, there is a smoke out from Blacklist. Bob
they
has
know
been
where
left
Bob is. The dragon, the Manta, the slows are a little bit too much. Does manage to blink out.
Yeah, but trying to find the corner. Oh, Bob, he went for the healing Lotus. Still skewers away, blink up in 3, but BKB needs to be forced to Palos. He'll go through the chrono play. CML's gonna show up and try to help out. Bob, he does have RP if he wants to commit it, though he's just trying to back his way out, and Bob is gonna go down. Now Carlo, he's gonna curse on a Tino. Tino will be the secondary one to fall. Execration still trying to fight this one out, but they've lost 2 already. Krish even in there as well. Oh no. A very messy engagement. Still, Palos has been caught somehow. We'll be able to time walk away though. In comes Gabby again. Double stun out. Krish is proving to be a little bit too tanky, however. They'll have to leave the Spectre alone. At Execration, they do give a lot back the way of Blacklist.
Just off the back of Bob getting greedy for the Lotus on the retreat, not expecting to be chased that deep. Blacklist would punish, lining it up really nicely. Unfortunately, nothing to capitalize off the back of it. They don't have Roshan for half a minute. That'll allow the respawns here. And Krish.
Yep, trying to go for the easy kill off the Tims. Oh, we'll hand the tip over to Krish. There you go, a bit of a bonus here for the boys of an Execration. Not too big of a deal, but kind of shows you the stage of the game we're at, where Krish just feels comfortable to jump in randomly and just kill somebody.
And this goes back to the issues I was talking about earlier. Like this Spectre. How do you kill the Spectre? It's only 2.5k HP, but when the right clicks were coming in, they weren't consistent coming in from Palos. They weren't landing from Abed. Radiant's weren't doing a lot. The dispersion mitigating a lot of the damage. They've got so many barriers to throw onto Krish as well. And despite all of that, they have Roche control on Execration. They are scanned out. They are going into the Roche first. No threat of that chrono anytime soon. They've got enough damage to clear through Roshan. That's going to come with a banner as well to aid the split push of Tino. And find everything. Secondary life for Krish. And if you can't kill him the one time, I don't know if you're going to be able to even find that opportunity to burn through a second.
Palos died?
Tormentor, yes.
Oh.
I think he was trying to save his time walk, or he was on Mask of Madness. Hidden time walk.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
Fair enough. I don't know what to say about that, John. He just bought out as well. He has no buyback gold. That's risky,
classic.
Palos. That's really risky. I mean, he had buyback gold before he bought out.
Radiant's bottom
Side the
tower.
vice up on Gabby now. Gabby. Oh. Alright, Gabby just barely gets out of there. He had no buyback gold either, by the way, John. He just bought out of sight the vice. What's happening?
Dire's top tower.
We're in Southeast Asia, Mike. This was happening yesterday, too.
Krish is going to jump in now. Tim's is gone. Is he? Eventually, surely. There we go. He is down.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Good news is, John, Palos will be back in 10 seconds. It's alright.
He'll be back. He has got Chrono to play with as well. That could lead to them finding the 2 lives of Krish, but this bot set of racks looks set to fall. Hold on. Abed?
Jumping in the back. Nobody dying yet. Spear out Tims. He just fought back into the fight. He does not want to die like this, but it looks like he may have no choice. They will commit the RP just to get rid of the Lion and get a die back immediately onto Tims. Now a 4v5 scenario in the favor of Execration. With Krish with an Aegis up, it's basically a 6v4. If you really think about it. Who else have they got? Gabby. EKB's up, will try to run, gets a spear off onto the Spectre, but Krish is a very tanky boy. Krish has not even popped the Blade Bell yet. He just doesn't feel a need to.
There's no damage. It's the same issue as game 1 almost, outside of Chrono and the Bashes. How do you kill Krish? It's not there.
You know. Sacrifice the Tempest double. There goes your bottom racks. Well. Execration. 1 rack's ahead now in game number 2. There are still 2 tier 2 towers staying on the outer edges here that are still alive.
Not going to take too long for mid to fall. They've got the double siege creep coming in. And it's going to be rough for Blacklist. I mean, they still have this Chrono, they still have Winter's Curse, although...
Yeah, well, they did. They did have it. John Bacalo's down. So maybe they can find the Bounty Hunter, but he's just so tanky. Shanks is surviving. Palos is the one to go down. Palos, he will barely run away, but the barrier's just too much. Now he's got a pipe up. He's got a solar crest up. CML's got a solar crest stop, but it's just too many things going on here for the bounty.
It's just this lack of damage. It's just kicking in, especially with that aura around from the Guardian Greaves. The Guardian aura with that durability when you're too low. I mean, there's no follow-through. You might even have to rely on Finger to clean up some of these tankier targets. But I know, full Ags up on Tino as well. He's got the Spark Crate spam to fly out. Oh god.
Yeah, he just keeps sending in the Tempest Stubble with the Ogre Seal Totem every time it's about to die anyway. There's no cares in the world. Oh no, Carlo gets caught by the Skewer of Bob. He does at least commit the curse. Now Palos, he'll go for the Chrono, but it's just not looking great. Tino, when he's dropping lower, maybe they can find the Arc Water, but no, he just jumps away with the Ogre Seal Totem.
Come
Palos,
on.
he's still trying, but it's not working.
No way.
The RP is out. The RP is out. They've got Palos. Palos is down. Arbet desperately trying to get away from this scenario, but he is not looking too healthy. He has gone a boot. Carlo down, it's over. You've got to call it. They've got to call it. Oh, the all chat as well.
Oh,
what did he say? What did he say?
You're so tin. You're so tin. You're not fat at all, Palos. What's happening? Oh my god, and it's true.
Shanks with the
He
low
doesn't have
blow.
that much gold.
Oh my.
Gabby's like, okay, one by one. All right, tip me one by one. Let's go. Go one by one.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Gabby's gonna try one last
Blacklist.
time. Defend as the Ancient is exposed. Arena down. Gabby annihilated, and GG will play his call. Next is the call from Gabby. I don't quite blame him.
No, I think he means good luck next.
Okay.
I believe that's what he means, and very well played from Execration. A 2-0 here up against Blacklist rivalry. Blacklist, so those issues.